It's been 30 days since Lompoc police evicted the homeless living along the Santa Ynez Riverbed, and today that transition space for those folks has been shuttered.
Fox 11's Casey Drescher got a glimpse at the encampments as crews try and address cleanup, and she also sat down with the police chief to find out where we go from here.
Scott, Stacy, in the last 24 hours, police tell me it's been a mad rush to try and find shelter beds for those last remaining folks there. At its peak, the triage center served up to 70 people, and then on its last night, it served 20.
You can see the steps that they've carved into the hillside.
Eviction notices still flap in the wind.
And God knows what you'll find down in there. Needles, feces.
This
Garbage everywhere.
is what was left behind.
I counted about 165 sites, which include biodump sites, trash sites, and active campsites when we started the project.
A third world country, a city within a city.
Right above us is Riverside Drive, a complete residential neighborhood.
Now police are in a race against the clock to clean up decades of encampments along the Santa Ynez Riverbed before it rains.
Water could easily rise up to this level, pick all this up, and start taking it downstream.
As city officials put out bids and try and figure out how to tackle the estimated $500,000 cleanup price tag, dozens of homeless people have a new lease on life.
It was definitely better than just displacing people. I think we can't say it didn't work. 20 people are in a much better situation today than they were 30 days ago.
Lompoc's Community Development Program Manager says thanks to the triage center, 15 people went into emergency shelters, and between 15 and 20 got into detox. Some were even reunited with family.
All of the outreach workers have a way better relationship now with the homeless because for 30 days they had complete access to them. In the past, 90% of their time was spent looking for their clients.
And police hope to build on that momentum. Chief Pat Walsh says now that the issue is no longer out of sight, out of mind, it may seem more visible to the community than ever before.
I really don't want people to call us and say there's a homeless person on the bench over here. We know, so we'll deal with that, but people should call us if they are in their area.
As the triage center reaches its expiration date.
This was never a 30-day fix. This was the beginning of help.
Walsh says, "We did a lot of good, and their efforts far exceeded his expectations." Looking to the future, the chief says law enforcement will be patrolling parks, and their homeless liaison officer will not let up.
We know we've done the right thing, and we know going forward we're going to continue to do the right thing. And we've built a relationship amongst ourselves that we probably should have done a long time ago.
From recovery to cleanup, I have to say it's one thing to see those images, but when you're out there walking through those encampments, there's poison oak at every turn, there's intricate pathways, and just the most overwhelming amount of garbage you've ever seen with a very distinct smell. So that cleanup process is a very daunting task. Live in Lompoc, I'm Casey Drescher, Fox 11 News.
It hasn't been easy, but the city and the police certainly put in a good bit of effort to make it as good as they possibly can.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks, Casey.